In the late summer of 1888, the fog-covered streets of London's East End became a stage for one of history's most chilling mysteries. In the district of Whitechapel, a place of poverty, crime, and despair, a series of brutal murders would forever change the city's image. Women working the streets began to fall victim to an unknown killer. His name would echo through history: Jack the Ripper. The first widely accepted victim was Mary Ann Nichols, found in Bucks Row on August 31st at 1888. Her throat had been slashed, and her body mutilated in a way that suggested more than simple violence. It suggested purpose. Just a week later, Annie Chapman was discovered behind a house on Hanbury Street. Her abdomen was cut open, and parts of her body were missing. The surgical precision led investigators to believe the murderer might have medical knowledge. Panic spread quickly. Newspapers printed gruesome details daily, fueling the city's fear and fascination. The press, hungry for sensational stories, gave the killer his now infamous name, Jack the Ripper. The name first appeared in a taunting letter sent to the police, written in red ink and signed, "Yours truly, Jack the Ripper." Whether the letter was real or a hoax remains unknown, but the legend was born. Despite the largest manhunt Victorian London had ever seen, the killer seemed to vanish into the night after each murder, leaving behind only horror and confusion. The police questioned doctors, butchers, and anyone who seemed suspicious. Yet, in the shadows of the gaslit alleys, Jack remained untouchable, a ghost haunting the dark heart of London. As the murders continued, the killer's pattern grew more violent. On the night of September 30, 1888, 2 more victims were found. Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes, in what became known as the double event. Eddowes' body was mutilated in a particularly horrific way, and part of her apron was later found near Goulston Street, next to a mysterious message scrawled on a wall. It read, "The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing." The police quickly erased it, fearing anti-Semitic riots, but the meaning of that message remains one of the case's biggest enigmas. The final canonical victim, Mary Jane Kelly, was murdered on November 9th, 1888, in her room at Miller's Court. Her body was mutilated beyond recognition. The brutality was so shocking that even hardened detectives were traumatized. After her death, the killings suddenly stopped, as if the Ripper had simply disappeared. Over time, dozens of suspects emerged. Some believed the killer was a surgeon or a medical student because of the precision of the wounds. Others suspected a local butcher or even a member of the British upper class. Theories linked the murders to Freemasonry, royal conspiracies, and secret affairs. One suspect, Montague John Druitt, a barrister and schoolteacher, took his own life shortly after the final murder, leading some to believe he was the Ripper. Yet no solid evidence was ever found. Forensic science was still in its infancy, and the chaotic police investigation, divided between London's Metropolitan Police and the City Police, allowed the Ripper to slip through their fingers. The case files grew thicker, but answers remained out of reach. The identity of Jack the Ripper became not just a mystery, but an obsession for generations to come. More than a century later, the mystery of Jack the Ripper continues to haunt historians, detectives, and true crime enthusiasts around the world. Modern technology, including DNA analysis, has offered new theories but no final proof. In 2014, researchers claimed that DNA from a shawl found near Catherine Eddowes matched a man named Aaron Kosminski, a Polish barber who lived in Whitechapel. The claim caused a global sensation, but many experts questioned the validity of the evidence, calling it contaminated or inconclusive. Other theories persist. Some suggest the killer was a woman, a midwife who could move unnoticed through the streets. Others claim Jack was not one man, but a combination of multiple killers operating in the same area. Psychological profiles portray him as intelligent, organized, and driven by rage or sexual pathology, yet calm enough to escape after every attack. Jack the Ripper became more than just a murderer. He became a symbol of fear, mystery, and the darkness that can lurk behind civilization's polite mask. His crimes marked the birth of modern tabloid journalism and inspired countless books, movies, and urban legends. Standing today in Whitechapel, tourists can walk the same narrow streets where it all began, the cobblestones whispering the same unanswered question. Who was Jack the Ripper? And perhaps that's why his legend endures, because the mystery itself has become more powerful than the truth.